What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to my monthly series, Should You Start Playing Dissidia Opera Omnia. This time around we're going to take a look at April 2021. We have a lot of information to go through, but before we do start, like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel guys, and I would really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's start this video. Alright guys, so the month of April is a lot of, I think I'll call it quality of life month. So we are getting a lot of the quality of life that the JP version has got quite early. First of all, Auto Plus basically will let you, we'll let your character use actual abilities, not just their brave and HP attack, which is very nice. This will make like farming so much quicker, and going through the story content. If you are a brand new player, you can just use Auto Plus if your characters are strong enough to go through a lot of these contents. So this is a very nice quality of life. Now the next quality of life we are getting is a new option when you pretty much finish like a quest or something of that caliber. If you're grinding, you have the option to either reform your party, retry, and go to the next one. So it seems like it's such a small thing, but trust me, this is very helpful in terms of minimizing the amount of books or maximizing the amount of time you have with your books. So it just makes it much quicker to, like, if you press retry, basically it'll just take you a screen where you pick up your support and go to the, once you tap your support, it just goes to the quest itself. So this is actually quite a big thing when it comes to grinding a lot of the contents, especially like we're getting Divine Ramuh as well. So this is going to be very helpful in saving you a couple of seconds, which adds up to a couple of minutes when it comes to your books. And of course, the biggest quality of life, which I was like waiting for in global, is to use the 10 ticket draw feature, which means you don't have to keep on clicking or tapping for one after another. You can go for a 10 ticket draw, and honestly, this is a feature that I was hoping that we would get really early. It doesn't sound much, but it does really help. And I guess the unfortunate thing, well, I guess it's not unfortunate. It's kind of common sense that you are not guaranteed a gold or a 5-star weapon with this one, so it's still considered a ticket draw. This just makes things so much quicker, and I think for like pool videos, this is a lot more exciting, at least in my opinion. And the last addition they added here, I think, is a global first, which is for the co-op timer. They reduced the time to 20 seconds instead of 60 seconds, which I think is very nice. You get a lot of trolls, just not doing anything. So now you have, well, they have only 20 seconds. So it just makes like co-op a little bit more bearable in global. In JP, honestly, I might have had just one incident, but I mean, I can't even remember if I actually had an incident. So this is going to be a sigh of relief for a lot of players. And now I think let's go to the actual banners for month of April, now that we have gotten the quality of life out of the way. Now the first one is the new Start Dash banner, which I feel like I was actually going to make a separate video about this. And the only reason why it hasn't come out yet, or I haven't started yet, is because I've been on night shift. But I have sort of covered this in my previous video last month, which I really thought that we were gonna get the Start Dash banner sometime at the end of March, and well, lo and behold, we are going to be getting it. Squall is going to be a monster. That's I'll just put it that way, with the release of this Start Dash banner, since he will be getting a rework alongside with his LD boards. But I think the LD boards is what makes him like a monster more than anything else. But I think I'll leave a lot of my opinions on a separate video about this banner, and we'll move on to the next one. So the next couple of banners we are getting is basically going to be like it's not going to feature any LD weapon, but it is going to be part of like a spring festival. We are getting free multis on this one, so 3 banners in total. The first banner is from Final Fantasy 1 all the way to 7 and 8 all the way to 15, and the last banner is going to feature all the, you know, I guess spin-offs of Final Fantasy. So if you are looking for like a 1535 CP weapons from, you know, a certain character, I guess you can pull on this one. There's a lot of characters featured here, so if you're looking for a specific one, I don't think this is the place. But for new players, you know, if you get anything out of this, it's gonna be really, really great. Now, following the Spring Festival on the basically at the end of March, we are going to be getting the World of Illusions Divine Ramuh. So this is a chance to get a lot of resources back, lots of free gems and tickets. The banners are going to be for Emperor's Burst, and his LD will be refeatured. He will be getting his LD board, and Celeste will also be getting a rework, as well as her LD weapon and LD boards. This is gonna be interesting for me at the very least, because I never got Emperor's LD, so hopefully I can get it on this one, and just makes like farming a little bit more manageable and bearable. Now the next banner is going to be sort of like a co-op event, which will be featuring Aerith's LD weapon. This is still part of the Spring Festival, so, and we do get a free multi on this one. Again, Aerith's LD weapon is featured, and it will also feature Emperor's Burst on this particular banner. Now, the thing with this banner is, I do believe in JP, it also featured quite a lot of other EX weapons. I'm not 100% sure, since I haven't started playing JP during around this time. So as far as I'm aware, there's a lot of EXs here, with Aerith's one being obviously a higher chance, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but you can correct me in the comments down below. Now moving on to the actual month of April, on the 5th of April, we are going to be getting Eald'narche, I should say, Lost Chapter. So we'll be featuring his LD weapon, and the burst weapon is still going to be the Emperor. This is for me, because I feel like just waiting for Eald'narche's burst and pull for his LD at the same time. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be totally up to you. The other lost, well, I guess I shouldn't call it a lost chapter, because this is actually going to be an event. It's actually going to be Aranea's event as they got it in the JP version. Now, as for you veteran players, you all know Aranea was one of our global first characters. So JP got it at a later time, and we are just going to be experiencing that event as far as anything goes. Aranea will be getting her LD weapon on this one as well as her LD board. So for those Aranea fans, I know I'm one of those. I recently just pulled for Aranea in JP, where they put her LD weapon, and I'm like, even though she's not that great at the moment in JP, I still pulled for her because she's one of my favorites. And now let's move on to the next one, which is another going to be another co-op event. It's a Beat Batch Challenge event, which will be featuring Y'shtola's burst and LD weapon. The other banner for this one is going to be featuring Y'shtola's burst as well, and the returning LD weapon, and it's going to be for Kusha. Now, Kusha will be getting his LD boards, and of course Y'shtola will be as well. Y'shtola will be getting a rework. In terms of bursts, I don't think a lot of people are pretty excited for this one. She is one of the older characters that will be getting the very first burst plus in JP. It was her and Zidane, and for the most part that burst plus was not too bad. And I know a few people who have done so. I personally didn't. I waited a little bit more to see what the landscape of the BT Plus is going to be. But I've seen her use quite a little bit. I wouldn't say often, but you know, there's definitely other BT Plus characters that probably got a little bit more shine. So at least currently, I mean, there's not a lot, you know, but there's certainly some standout ones like Bart's, and like, you know, personally I haven't even BT plus my Bart's, but I know that a lot of people are enjoying BT plus Bart's. So for me, this banner is okay. If you're looking for a pickup who can, you know, heal and revive and is a decent brave battery, I think Y'shtola is a good pickup. Personally though, for Kuja, his LD board isn't all that exciting, so at least that's just my quick opinion on these two banners. Now the last two events they talked about in the live stream is, first of all, going to be Trey's Lost Chapter. Now Trey is actually a pretty good pickup character, 100% break. And he's going to be getting his LD with this one. Y'shtola is still on the banner with her burst, so this is going to be a nice pickup for those people who need, like, you know, who likes traps and stuff like that. He has a lot of extra damage off his turn, so pretty exciting stuff. And the last one is going to be a boss rush, which is going to be featuring Waka's LD weapon. I feel like this is a little bit more on the underwhelming side. At least for me personally, I'm not a huge Waka fan, and I actually got his kit in JP, and I mean I got it later down the track obviously, but I never really used him. So take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, the reason why I haven't been doing should you pull videos is because I feel like a lot of the characters actually have some value to them, regardless whether you pull, you know, on a character now or later, they do have some value. So I feel like, you know, doing should you pulls is just like, well, it's just like asking for arguments, unnecessary arguments. So I'll leave it to you guys whether you like this banner or not, but for me personally, I feel like this banner is something that I probably won't be pulling on. Now that is mostly it for the month of April, but I do have one banner that I want to talk about, because this actually falls in between Y'shtola's first banner with her LD and her burst obviously, and Trey's Lost Chapter banner, which is going to be featuring Sarah's LD weapon. They didn't really talk much about this as far as I'm aware, so I thought I'd just slot this in at the end of the video, just like the starter dash banner, which, you know, they didn't really talk much about. I feel like this is going to be there as well as part of like the spring thing, just, you know, just like Aerith's LD banner. So hopefully we do get this up, but as far as I'm aware, this is one of the, if I was thinking, you know, the walk-up banner was underwhelming, this is probably the most underwhelming one out of all the banners for the month of April. But I thought I'd just slot this here. Anyway, guys, I think I will end the video right here. My final thoughts regarding the month of April is we have a lot of free pulls. I have to give them that. We have a lot of free pulls, more than in March. But to me, March, because of Paladin Cecil, man, you know, I think that really took the cake for me. I mean, it's still going to be a pretty jam-packed month, and like I said, so much free pulls. And you know, for newer players, I think this is a better month for newer players. For veteran players, I think this is the month where a lot of saving is going to be happening, unless you really like the characters. So you know, take that what you will, but I think it's still a pretty good time to start playing Dissidia Opera Omnia, because of all the free pulls that we are going to be getting on this one, and lots of quality of life as well. I think that is more targeted for the veteran players, but of course, if you're a new player, it is still part of what you're getting. So pretty exciting month in the month of April, and I think I will end the video right here, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I would really appreciate it. You can follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Munchkins Gaming. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.